So el indicativo is a mood. Under that are all the tenses we already know. Presente, pretérito imperfecto, presente progresivo, futuro, etc. So we never told you that all these tenses were under the indicative category because you only had one category to work with. It wasn't important that you knew that. Okay? Pero hoy te digo, all of those last things were indicative, which basically for you just needs to mean not subjunctive. So, hoy vamos a aprender cómo formar el presente del subjuntivo. Okay, so now you have two present tenses. You have el presente del subjuntivo y el presente indicativo. Okay. El presente del subjuntivo es que hable. Que hable. Okay, yeah, it's kind of odd, but you'll see why. Okay, so, ¿cómo formarlo? Para formar el subjuntivo, el presente del subjuntivo, necesitamos siempre raíz más las terminaciones. Raíz más terminaciones. Raíz del subjuntivo, forma de yo, menos la o, más vocal opuesta. So this is the raíz. Subjuntivo. And your terminaciones más vocal opuesta. And consonants sometimes. Los de siempre. So, forma de yo, menos la o, más vocal opuesta. Woo! Okay, so, practiquemos. Conjuguen, por favor, tener, superar y escribir. Tener, superar, and escribir. So make your tables. Forma de yo, forma de yo, forma de yo. Oh, before we do this, let's look at your actual endings. We should do that, huh? Sorry, I jumped ahead. Okay, so A-R, and then your E-R-I-R. Okay, so. Yo, vocal opuesta from A-R, what do you end up with? Opuesta.
¿Qué significa opuesta?
Opposite. So, E. And vocal opuesta de E-R-I-R? Ah. Usually the end in E, usually it's like that, right? So that's why it's opuesta. Like mandatos. Exactamente. Okay, tú. Vocal opuesta, E. Oops, that should be an A. And then what does the to form always end up with? S. Okay. Usted. Vocal opuesta, E. A. Does the usted form ever have a consonant on the end? No. Here it doesn't either. Él or ella. Vocal opuesta, E. Vocal opuesta, A. Do those ever have consonants on the end? No. Nosotros. Vocal opuesta, E. Vocal opuesta, A. What do those always have afterwards? Mos. Mos. And ustedes, ellos, and ellas. Vocal opuesta, E. Vocal opuesta, A. What do they always have afterwards? N. Right? So really all you need to remember is vocal opuesta, you are going to get the E and the mos and the N, right? What do you notice that could be problematic? Yeah, so the yo form is the same as the usted form, which is the same as the el and ella form. So, no es super claro yo versus el, ella, usted. So, probablemente debes usar el pronombre. So, en vez de decir que baile, probablemente es mejor decir que yo baile, o que usted baile, o que él baile. Ok, so practiquen, por favor, tener, superar y escribir. No es nada nuevo. So, oops. Cargarizar. Cargarizar. So we remember that ka makes a different sound than se. And ga makes a different sound than ge. Right? So here, again, otra vez, tenemos verbos de AR that are now going to be followed by an e. Alright, so we go from ka to se, ga to ge, unless we make some spelling changes. So what are the spelling changes that we know we have to make? Se, car goes to ku, u, e, ku, e, s, ku, e, n, ku, e, mos, right? All of them are going to end up with a u. Gar is G-U. And zar, the zeta changes to a se. Cargar zar, como siempre. No es nada nuevo. Practique. Q-U-E. Critique, Q-U-E. So let's look at some of those. Let's do practicar. Practicar and llegar. Practiquen. So, los irregulares. Formas de yo que no tienen o. ¿Cuáles son los verbos que tienen forma de yo que no termina en o? Ir. Forma de ir is voy, ser, soy, estar, estoy, ver, veo. It's normal. Dar, doy, and there's one more. Vere's veo.
Carlos.
Boy. This is the one you never know.
Saber?
Yeah. Okay, say. Okay, so la mayoría de ustedes, you guys already know these as a command. So what is the ustedes? Vaya. Vaya, vayas, vaya, vayamos, vayan. So really it's just vaya más your normal endings. For ser, what do you have? Be good. Usted command. Sea. So you have yo sea, tú seas, usted sea, nosotros seamos, and ustedes sean. But really you need to remember sea. Estar. Este. Now this one gets a little dicey. Este. This one does not follow our rule. It's not este, that means east. Right? So it doesn't end, your stress is not in the second to last, so you need to mark it. Estés also doesn't follow our rule. Ends in an S, not on the second to last, we need to mark it. Estén ends in an N. Stress is not on the second to last, we need to mark it. But let's look at estemos. So estemos, where do you hear the stress? It's on the second to last. So if the stress is on the second to last, does estemos need an accent? Nope. Okay. So we have este. Dar. De. Now, I want to make sure you know that it's not ese libro de Juan. which is a preposition, that one does not have an accent, so this one does. So the word de, when it's a verb, needs an accent. What's the to form? Des. Is there another des word? No. So you don't need the accent, right? There's only one syllable here. You know the stress is on the e. There's no other word that looks like this, so des does not get an accent. Demos doesn't need an accent, it follows the rules. And what's the ustedes form? Then. Also does not need an accent. So de has an accent, but the rest do not. And then saber. Uy, sepan. Sepa. Sepas. Sepamos. And sepan. So sepa. So there are only two words in the subjunctive that have accents. It's star because it breaks the stress rule, and dar because de is not de. Okay, and here are your 5 irregulars. Vaya, sea, esté, ten, and sepa. There's one other word that just flat out doesn't have a yo form, and that's our verb haber, right? That's I in the presente, haya in el imperfecto, hubo in el pretérito. So that one form is going to be haya. Haya. Yep, that's it. So there's 5 yo, yo, no, o, and uno que o que no tiene yo. Okay, practiquemos. This is how it's going to show up in a sentence. So your sentences are going to be, it's something, or sometimes it'll be a noun, like it's a shame or it's a pity. And then, que, without an accent, because it's a connector, it's not a question. Más your subject, más the verb in the subjunctive. So this is our first formula for using the subjunctive, and this is using subjunctive for a value statement.
What's next to S underline?
Adjective. So S, it's plus an adjective. Más que, más a subject, más el verbo and el subjuntivo. So here it is way back here. And these are in value statements. And the value statement is always going to be S plus an adjective, or sometimes it'll be S plus a noun, like es una lástima que, es una pity que. And they're all things that we use to make values out of. Let's go ahead and start using this.